Hello, hello. How are you? I am well. I'm doing it relatively early today. 9 o'clock instead of, 11 o'clock. I sometimes do them during the day. When I do them during the day, well, yay, it's good because I'm more awake. But then I'm like, I spend the rest of the day thinking, oh shit, I've done the vlog yet. So doing them in the evening, it's like, oh yeah, I've done it. It's just a weird thing. Bit of a day today. The boiler was really grumpy last night, like really grumpy, gurgling loud and horrible, noisy. So we decided to turn it off. I called the boiler company this morning, the people who do it, the contractors for the council. And thinking on a Sunday, I knew I'd get the out of hours person. But I probably wouldn't hear anything more until maybe the beginning of the week. Next thing I know is a bloke knocking on the door. And I say next thing I know, it was a couple of hours. I hadn't had a call back. So I was thinking, oh, I'll see what happens if we call back. Himself had come up, he'd done a race, and got a nice, really funky medal. And yeah, so basically he'd just got settled down to bed after we'd had lunch. He works nights, obviously. Then I went to sit down and watch my programme. Big knock on the door. I'm like, ah. Oh. So yeah, it's about an hour, give or take. I didn't really double check the times, but about an hour. And he was trying to work out what's going on, so I had to pull all the stuff out the cupboard under the sink, because that's always a mess. When they refit our kitchen, basically put panels in front of all the piping, which means you know how to maintain. So we had to punch a hole through the panel under the sink, which, whatever. That was kind of fun. And basically, it turns out there was nothing actually wrong with the boiler, but it was blocked further down the line because there was gunk in the pipes from the sink. So I'm completely blaming himself because he never scrapes the plates when he does the washing up. So yeah, the boiler works. We have hot water and heating and everything. Although the weather's getting nice now, so the heating's not such an issue. Except the fact that we still need to, because we live in a flat, we need to be able to dry the laundry. But otherwise, yeah, we've got the heating. He did advise that we call out the plumbers proper to give the entire system a flush. As of right now, we have heat and water, so that's fine. Oh, hot water. We had water anyway. So that was my day, and then of course after we left, I had to put the kitchen back together and just tidy up everything. So I just thought, sod it. I'm not playing. I'm not doing any more on my printer, and I'm gonna play. You probably can't tell. I'm going to play Legend of Zelda again. So there's a happy co-rock for you. So that's what I've been doing today. You know, mostly just chilling out. I did get to watch the rest of my programme. It was very good. I enjoyed it. And then yeah, pretty much just chilling out with Link and co-rock hunting. Always fun. But anyway, should we answer the question today? Shall we? Can we look in the book and see what it says? Oh, okay. If you wrote an autobiography, what would it be called? What would you write about? It's an autobiography. The answer's in the question. Unless it means what sort of angle, would it be like your school days? Would it be your career? I suppose it's that. What would it be? What would I call it? Oh, that's a good thing. Because I've said before, one of the earlier blogs, that my band would be called Various Artists and our first album would be called See You Lake Hard for Details. What would my autobiography be called? Mishmash the Story? Mishmash is an old nickname from school, which I never minded. I always saw it as affectionate. My life from the sofa. Crap. While I'm thinking about that, have I shown you these before? Talking about playing Legend of Zelda. Have I shown you these? They're my they're not hammer beads specifically. They're like a Hobbycraft's own brand. But yeah, so I made myself a Triforce with rupees hanging thing. It wasn't originally going to be it wasn't originally going to be a hanging thing. It was just going to be like, oh, I like that, and then thought, oh, well, I might as well hang it. And the these ones here, the white ones, they're actually glow in the dark, so it looks really cool when it's fully charged up. I also have another one over here, which is a little one. You see that? Yeah, that's my rainbow one. And again, the white beans around the edge of glow in the dark. So, I don't know. Art and Ambition, a book about trying, and really not trying hard enough. I don't know. Excuse me while I have a bite of apple, I think. I like alliterative titles. So I was looking at my DVDs and like looking at my books, and books and DVDs aren't alliterative. Oh, hang on, pictures. Pictures, prose, and procrastination. I don't know. I mean, okay, what would it be about? Well, obviously it'd be about me, but how would I approach it? Maybe decade by decade. I could. Ooh. I could, and this will be a weird approach perhaps, but I could do it by my fandoms, because my life is kind of sectioned in a weird way by what I liked at what time. Now, there is no fandom or thing that I had a love for that I've never really given up. You know, it's always there in the background. I always go back to it and visit it. But I don't know if I've told you before, but I kind of go through obsessive phases. Like I've said a couple of times, I'm currently rewatching Stargate SG-1 because that's a show I really like. So I'm kind of in that kind of mode at the moment. I'm also kind of in Zelda mode. So I guess just as a way of doing it, I could write my autobiography based on which fandom I was into at the time, what I was doing related to that. Like I said before, when I got into Stargate was the first time I went to conventions, and I saw. Now I'd always liked Eddie Izzard, but I started getting to Eddie Izzard in a more serious manner. You know, so there's all the things that happen around that fandom. So going on the loosely alliterative, because you'll understand, I'm sort of still workshopping in my head. So again, I do like movies, and a lot of my fanishness, because it is involving actors, you could sort of relate that back to movies. Even Eddie's got a pretty impressive movie career, like really impressive movie career when you actually look at it. So films, fandom, and phases. You know, because it's like different phases of my life. Quite like that one actually. Yeah, it's one of those questions I haven't ever really thought about. I mean, it's always kind of a common joke. What was the line from Iron Man 3? Cheap trick and cheesy one-liner. And Tony's like, lady, that could be the name of my autobiography. But yeah. What do you think? Films, fandom, and phases, or fandom, films, and phases? No, films, fan, yeah. So again, technically not alliterative because phases is PH, but you get the alliterative sound. You get the. So yeah, we'll go with that. Film, fandom, and phases, and it'll be written about how different things I was doing at the time and how I relate to them in my life, and you know how I did them, how you know, how I related to my fandoms, and or just that phase of my life, you know, when I was a Friends fan was quite a significant changeover for me. It was, you know, I was it 16, 17? I was 16, 17 when Friends came out. So in the decade that Friends existed, I became an adult. So that's a huge thing to talk about. So, dang, now I want to write my own biography. I don't think it would necessarily be that interesting, but it's something to think about, isn't it? Alright, we'll leave it on that. We'll think about that. So yeah, same question. What would your autobiography called? How would you structure it? Well, you know, I still think what would it be about is a stupid follow-up question to what is your autobiography? It's an autobiography, of course it's about you. But yeah, leave your thoughts and comments about what you'd call your autobiography. Whilst you're down there, feel free to hit the subscription button. And if you really want to be super nice, you can also hit subscribe and share, you know, like and share and all that stuff, which would be very, very nice. And if you really want to, you can follow me over here on the Twitters, where I ramble in smaller chunks. But otherwise, as always, I do thank you for watching. You are wonderful, wonderful people. I've been Michelle, you've been listening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.